back to another video from HSTV, and in today's video, as you can see by the video title, I have some exciting news to share with you all. Yes, I have got a job, and I thought I'd make a little video, a bit of a life update video about this and why this is such a big deal for me, and hopefully, you know, sharing my experience could help some of you guys to seek out opportunities as well. So I hope you find this useful, and yeah, let me tell you what this job is all about. But just before that, if you are new to the channel and you don't know who I am, my name is Heen. I'm a third year medical student at the University of Edinburgh. Well, almost fourth year now because I've technically finished my third year, which was my intercalation year, by the way. So if you want to see my intercalation kind of videos, then go check out this playlist up there. But yeah, so we're basically in the summer holidays and I needed something to do. So a job was advertised from the university, and you know, in my mind, I always wanted my first job to be working as a doctor, and I know that sounds like a very privileged sort of statement, right? I fully believe I'm so lucky. I have my parents, I have all the support that I need, financial support that I need, and it's never really been a necessity for me to have a job. Now, I know with YouTube and things, it's very flexible. I don't really consider it as a job, it's more of a hobby for me. And so it's, you know, I'm my own boss and it doesn't really give a job feel. However, when this job was advertised, I, you know, had to give some thought to it, because when I tell you about it, you're going to be a little bit, okay, that's a bit weird, especially as a first job. So yeah, let me just tell you what this job is. So I am working as a summer student anatomy dissector. Now that's a bit of a mouthful, but essentially I am dissecting from cadavers, so real human bodies, preparing some specimens that will be used for teaching first years and second years when the new term starts. Now honestly, when I received the email for this job, you know, inviting us to come and interview, I initially didn't give much thought to it. I was like, this sounds a little bit disgusting. I was quite daunted by it, I'm not gonna lie, because you know, when we have anatomy lectures, yes, we see cadavers, we see specimens, real human bodies, but it's never been me putting a scalpel to skin, you know, and even though I'm very interested in surgery, it's just never occurred to me that I'd be doing something like this so early on. So, you know, I was a bit confused, spoke to some friends, spoke to family, and then, you know, everybody was like, you know what, let's give it a go. It's not like a make or break. If you get it, great. If not, then, you know, you enjoy the rest of your summer. So I was like, okay, no harm in applying, and honestly, that's my mindset with a lot of things. I just sort of put myself into opportunities, hope for the best. Really, there's no loss for a lot of these things, and if you get it, great, then you have that option that you can avail. So yeah, this job was actually pretty competitive, more than I thought. I'd never heard of this job before, and we turned up at the medical school to do an interview, and it was like over 50 medical students interviewing, ready to do the interview. And honestly, like, I don't know about you guys, but imposter syndrome is so real at medical school, and especially when you see like 50 medical students who probably are quite passionate about getting this job, and it seems like quite competitive. And you know, me only in third year, I'm seeing like fourth year, fifth years there as well, a lot of post-grads as well who are just more experienced than me. It's pretty daunting, so I was already like, okay, well, I'm probably not gonna get this, but give it my best shot and see what happens. So actually, the anatomy staff at Edinburgh are really lovely. So it actually was a nice, friendly interview. Nothing too difficult, I'd say, you know, especially when you've been through like medical school entry interviews. I think you can do any interview from that point on. So I think that my interview, it went well. Obviously, I didn't know exactly what they were looking for, especially, you know, across these 50 students who are all like very capable, quite experienced, they have the ability and the interest as well because they turned up. You know, I didn't know exactly what to do, but this is my tip with all interviews, and it seems to work for me. Honestly, just be yourself, be honest, and just go for it. Like, don't be afraid, don't script things, and it normally turns out fine. So yeah, clearly my interview was pretty alright because I got the job. Now, there was 6 spaces in total available, and you know, out of like 54 applicants, I think that I did pretty well. I was like really proud of myself when I got that acceptance email, and then it was more like, okay, what have I gotten myself into? Now, obviously, other than the fact that this job was me, you know, working with real dead bodies, basically dissecting parts, and you know, I've never done that before, and it's so cool, I think, from the university's part that they have given medical students that opportunity, because you know, I think that this job does require experience and we didn't have it. So this was a win-win situation. You know, we're learning. I really wanted to gain sort of more anatomy hands-on experience, especially during my intercalation year where I didn't really do a lot of anatomy. I wanted to revise that stuff ahead of fourth year actually, and especially with my interest in surgery, I thought it was all going to work out quite well. But you know, the actual job description is a bit strange. And then aside from that, actually, this was my first job, my first full-time job. You know, it's a 9 to 4 p.m. job. I have to be there Monday to Friday, and it's paid. That's pretty cool. And yeah, even though it is just for 6 weeks, I think I'm really feeling the exhaustion even just after my first week. So let me tell you what happened kind of on the first day when I turned up. So obviously, ideally, you know, I'd want to do some vlogs for you guys, but you know, because of the nature of this job, it's very, very sensitive. I have to be careful around confidentiality things. So I probably won't be able to show you exactly what I'm up to, but really this when we turned up on the first day, we got you know, lab coats, we got our own little dissection kits, so it's always nice to have these little personalized things, got name badges, and we got taught the basics of how to dissect a human body. And at the moment we are working, so it's the 6 of us, 6 girls actually, 6 girls working on one body. So we're all it's all about teamwork and we're all working together, and I think it makes the experience less daunting, even though there's a lot of you know, security, a lot of confidentiality rules. It's a strange job, as I said. I think having, you know, your peers with you who are all medical students, they are from similar backgrounds to you, although I will say there's a few postgrads in there, and it's so interesting to hear their stories and kind of get along with them as we are working on this one body. Because I think if we were given single specimens, it would have been a bit difficult to get used to that, you know, individually. But because we just like chat to each other, and the environment is quite nice and casual and calm, then it just makes the job a bit easier than I thought it would be in the beginning. Now, saying all that, there are definitely moments where, you know, you have these like thoughts. It's like, okay, what am I actually doing? Like, what are my hands actually doing right now? This is, you know, this was a real human being. They have so, you know, kindly donated their body for medical research and medical teaching. You know, this person, who were they as a person? You know, their family, what would, you know, it's just mind-blowing, you know. And sometimes when you get into those thoughts, you have to actually step back and almost kind of dissociate yourself from that person in order to do the job properly. And I think, you know, I've not even had proper placements yet, so I've not seen somebody actually pass away in front of my eyes, but then to see somebody who has passed away, and then to actually be performing full body dissections on them, that was a big jump for me. I personally think I did handle it quite well, but there are certainly moments in there where I'm just thinking like, what is going on? You know, it's just like mind-blowing. I never thought that I would be doing this. But honestly, I am so grateful for that opportunity, and it really does kind of like hit you in the heart kind of thing. Even though you didn't know this person personally, the fact that they have donated their body for you to learn from and for others to learn from is just a massive, massive thing. And I don't know how words could really express that, even if I could, you know, speak to that person. So, you know, for anybody who does donate their body to like medical uses, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot, and we do learn a lot from that. So one thing that they actually didn't tell us, which I kind of hoped, you know, someone would give us a warning about this, is how much your hands actually hurt. You know, just after the first day, this like top half of my left hand's index finger, it's numb. It's like pins and needles. So I've definitely like compressed a nerve in there or something. My hands really ache, and it's just not been a nice experience, you know, coming home after a long day. And you know, on one hand, it is great because you're sitting through long hours, so focused on your work that you forget how long it's been. So when you look at the time, it's already lunchtime. But on the other hand, you really do feel the physical toll that these sort of tasks have. And we're so lucky because we can sit down, we can stand up while we're dissecting, so we have the option. But still, you know, like for me, I've been fine, but I know for my colleagues, back pain, neck pain, just from, you know, this posture of what we're doing. And I really do have a better understanding now for surgeons and, you know, doctors in the field who have to operate for long hours. Sometimes even for, you know, like 7 hours. So it's in my mind actually now, sometimes when we're observing a surgery, we're just standing there for so long and we're like, how do these people do this for 6-7 hours? But actually I feel it's quite easy to get focused into something you actually really enjoy and love, because I really have enjoyed dissecting, and that's why you get so focused and involved, you forget, you know, time exists. And then when you actually look over to the clock, it's, you know, it's time to go home. So yeah, I understand that a bit better, but definitely, honestly, my hands, they really ache, and it's been nice to have the weekend to let my hands recover. So yeah guys, honestly I'd love to make some vlogs for you guys to really show you what's happening, but as you know, this is a very confidential job. It's a very different job. It's nothing like, you know, working at your local supermarket. So I will try to maybe film a day in the life or something, so you can get a bit of a taste as to what this job is really like. But for any medical students who have this opportunity come up at their medical schools, I know a lot of schools do offer it, please don't be scared, don't be afraid, don't be daunted, because you will be able to kind of de-associate yourself in that situation when you are working with these real human bodies, and it is an invaluable experience in my mind. Actually, I have learned so much anatomy. You know, if you've been watching the channel, I'm such a visual learner. I love hands-on things. That's why I'm interested in surgery, and a big part of medicine and surgery is anatomy. So there's no better way to really learn anatomy. And places like Edinburgh, they teach with prosection, so you don't really get opportunities every other day to dissect. So especially if you're at one of these types of medical schools, go for the opportunity. I'd really recommend it. And yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on what's happening. Let me know what kind of jobs you guys are working. Let me know your experiences. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.